Okay, so where are we? Oh, we're in Galvino's workshop. There's bad stuff down here, I think. We're not dead yet.
I shall be discreet.
Where do we want to go? There or there? Let's go down this way. Constructs everywhere. Impressive assortment of wine bottles lines these shelves. Most appear to be Valian vintages. Booze. How did you win the loot lottery
Isn't
there?
this something?
Okay. No problem. Okay, through here. Experimental notes. This hastily written entry is dotted with blots of ink. I refuse to continue wasting my time with these stitchwork grotesqueries. What work is spent in granting the rotting corpse the feeblest spark of life is later stripped of it in repairs. Truly, they come apart at the seams. The sight of them in the corridors has come to disgust me. They hold nothing of the subject's vitality, intelligence, coordination, only a brute obedience. Flesh has too gentle a grasp on the essence, that much is clear. Little wonder the fools at Brackenbury were willing to pawn these sorry specimens off so cheaply. Madicio, the stench. Yeah, whatever. A key. Oh, look, camping supplies. Too bad we're full up. Grain. This platter has gone entirely untouched, leaving the tantalizing meal to the flies. Ah, oh, lucky flies. I feel like that should be like a secret wall or something here. I mean, you can see on the other side. Look at that.
Easy does it.
So many traps. Dun, dun. Fine, cheater.
What?
Aye?
Guess we should go through the
I'm
doorway.
ready. Tell me. My mind feels sharp as steel.
Turret's gonna dismantle, blah, 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 blah. So it's typical stuff there.
What?
This probably won't do anything. He's getting beat up again.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
He's getting his ass kicked, I think. What's this stuff down here? Hey, Gimpy killed something. Good job, Gimpy.
My My mind feels sharp as steel.
I'll teach you a lesson!
You can be so angry sometimes. Stuff on the floor. Junk. Junk. Oh, there's extra parts on the
Sure.
floor.
Whew, good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
Consider it done. Give me a real challenge.
Ring. Another overseeing ring. This mannequin's head has been all but steered away by some unknown spell. The wood is warped and pitted through. Poor mannequin.
Isn't this something?
Experimental notes. This discarded note reads, Dicho, whatever. 3 weeks of hard work gone and a fully articulated frame with them. These crude materials are more unstable than expected, though no less expensive. I will try a slower process. More electricity, perhaps. Along the bottom of the page, a scrawled addendum reads, too much electricity will require more subjects. Another scroll. How is that stuff hidden? And this is a dead end. So there's nothing there. That's a dead end. It's a dead end too, even though it looks like you should be able to get to the wall there. Guess we have to go around probably.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Locked door? Not a locked door. Trap, 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 trap. Barely see it, but it's there. Or is it? It looks like there's a trap there. I think they're lying to me. Something's moving back here too. Maybe it's not a trap. Yeah, you're missing a head.
Show 'em how
Actually, so are you too. What's with the headless stuff?
it's done!
My mind feels sharp.
That was easy enough.
Sure.
My thoughts will be as silent as my feet.
I'm sure I get that expression. Anyway, subject roster. This paper contains a loose list of apparent personages separated by dates. Blah, blah, blah. Long Watch Falls bandit, smuggler, murderer, nice hair. That idiot who tried to knife me. Under the list, as I noted, in a different hand. D. Varus, devil. Just give me numbers. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
There's something you don't see every day.
Which is... what? I don't know what we saw. Hidden objects is up there somewhere, but I don't see it highlighted. Viscous green liquid seeps from a crack in this glass tank. It exudes a strong chemical odor that is almost painful to inhale. Inhale deeply, then. Pain will go away. So what did you Gimpy see that we're not seeing? Can Gimpy disarm this in combat? Let's try. Oh, not. Risky robots. Wannabe robots.
Isn't this something?
Whew, good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
Maybe that's what Gimpy saw earlier. But it wasn't up on the wall. Let's see what's behind the wall here. Interesting little room.
There. What did I tell you?
A lot of lockpicks. For the ingredients. And a scattered pile of mechanical finger joints lie strewn across the desk.
And what do we have here?
Don't step there, please. Arranged from top to bottom, these boxes boast increasingly intricate locks. A few broken lockpicks lie discarded on the shelves.
I see where you're going with that. There. What did I tell you?
Prayer against restraint. You don't have one of those yet. Pry bar. We need a pry bar for him. It's Nature's Embrace. Waste. So, burn DR bonus, freeze DR bonus, spell holding, wood skin. Wood skin, when hit by a critical hit, 2 per encounter. Plus 6 damage reduction for 15 seconds. That's not a bad little belt. Her. Let's see what she has. She's using the Belt of Might, so that's better for her, I think. You are using decreased critical hit damage. That's not regular damage reduction. Wood skin. When hit by a critical hit, you get that stuff. But it's not everything. Better than this, though. At least it seems to think that's better. So, I'll give you that one. So the door? That way. Oh, the door is locked, so this is what the key is for. Probably.
I see where you're
Not that we
going with
need
that.
it. Well, maybe the key isn't for this.
Give me a real challenge.
Broken construct. Ha, your money or life friend. A tinny voice rises from within the chest of this headless machine. From time to time, a burst of sparks accompanies the rattling of its innards. You can't be serious. Raise your hands. Get a little lost, did we? There's a toll on these roads. 500 copper, you'll have a new set of nostrils to breathe out of. The construct's arms twitch spasmodically at its sides. Please, just don't hurt us. We're not on the road, but you're a construct. What are you going to do? Kick me? For starters, you'll regret your jest once you're down in the mud. The construct suddenly lists sideways. Huh, that's odd. I swear I had my knife. I've always been very good with knives. Her voice takes on an edge of panic. Where are my hands? I don't... Where am I? What's happening? There's a sudden, harsh metallic squeal, and the construct pulses with a fierce light as it lurches toward you. Aw, I thought we were going to have a little conversation there. Got a little dysfunction there, I guess. We're supposed to be...
Isn't this something?
Boots. Echoing misery. Grants ray of pain when hit by a critical once per encounter, plus 15 defense when disengaging. Is she wearing boots? I think she has boots on. She does. Sneak attack bonus. Oh, you're not wearing boots. Looks like you're wearing boots now. Blood moss. So, nothing else in that room. So, what was... Kind of disappointed that conversation went sideways really quickly. Oh well. I was kind of hoping to see if we could get some information out of that thing. Well,
What?
How may I help?
fire or lightning? Let's do... So the resistance is only 4 on electricity, it looks like. Or is that... So the damage reduction, 8. 10 for that stuff. It's also a reduction 4 on electricity? Nothing for fire? Let's see.
What?
You can be able to mind control them.
Hey there.
Damn machine, will you repeat? Will you repeat all I say? What?
Show him how it's done! Show him how it's done!
Here. Guys, help out over here. Get this in depth sooner.
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Or not.
I'll teach you a lesson! That's it!
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Pesky machines.
Sure.
Lever. The lever seems to be locked in place for the moment. Hear a faint, reedy voice singing tunelessly. House Domino. What's this doing here? Subject, Bailser. She was, how's that done herself with this one, Bailser? A common robber with some natural talent for cipher abilities. It has gone to his head. The Bazo believes he is the next Antonio. Sorry, Antonino. Antonino. I think, in any case, the world would be rid of him. Still, he has yielded promising results. His mind is almost perfectly intact. I might even be able to determine whether there is merit in his delusions about his soul lineage. But I made the foolish mistake of leaving the man's pistol on my work table. His essence is bound to the weapon rather than the body. I undertook to build for him. Even bodiless, this fool seeks to trouble me. I have sealed him within one of the tanks. I will have to proof the machines against the free-roaming experiments while I think of a solution. Until then, I suppose I must endure the company while I work. So I'm guessing that's who it's in here.
I shall be discreet.
Can't we click on that?
Isn't this something?
Here's a short series of clicks from around the corner. Bailser, hey, why are you alive? You're not supposed to be alive. Mother, you should retreat.
I am free! Galvino! I will eat your heart! What?
Never mind, he's dead.
Sure.
And this is Spellstroke, the 200 pistol that I was talking about in the notes. Bypass, grip multiplier, blah. Grants ambushing passive. So just extra damage. Let's read.
shall be discreet.
Tesla hair is still stuck to the metal slats of his helmet. You spy dark smudges along the edges of the manacles. Didn't go too well, I don't think. Sparks crawl over the wires and plates of this machine, illuminating the innards with each burst of light. What's this one do? It's a door. These things are fairly wimpy so far.
And what do we have here?
Trap. So many traps in this place. Okay, so we're finally over on this side.
There's something you don't see every day.
Yes, we do. We see them multiple times every day. Now continue down. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a dead end, so... Secret walls?
What?
Crumpled experimental notes. This crumpled piece of parchment was found jammed inside the faceplate of a construct. My efforts to instill even a child's intelligence in these creations have all failed. Most cannot hold a quill, much less a set of thoughts to paper. I believe for some time that Subject 63 might have had a breakthrough during its lessons, but I discovered that it had simply been repeating my words without comprehension. And were not enlightened characters while they wore their original skins. Perhaps their essence lacks a fundamental capacity for learning. I put them to the test in more martial arts, but here too they falter without the benefit of the true sentience. The devil, of course, delights in mocking them. It is like boasting of besting children at combat. If only I had my old machines.
Sure. They'll never know I'm here.
Hallway. Ah, see, I told you it's a secret wall. Galvino. An elderly man hunches over a cluttered desk in the back of the workshop. His flesh is pulled tightly around thin, fragile-looking bones, except around his neck where it hangs in loose wattles. Or waddles. Is it waddles or waddles? He turns as you enter, his scowl already chiseled into his lined face.
Back again? I told you.
He hesitates, squinting at you from behind smudged and dusty spectacles.
Of course, a fresh fool to replace the last fools. What brings you stomping through my workshop, eh?
He draws his words out, looking you up and down. A sneer creeps across his face. I've got questions about Durgan's battery and the White Forge. I sell false teeth. Heard you could use a new set. Wow. Durgan's battery.
Straight to business, no nonsense. We appreciate that, don't we?
He turns to the bronze golem over his shoulder.
Anything for a breather from your endless yammering.
The voice echoes from within the golem. We got something behind us, I think, maybe. I've got a fancy for this one already.
Hear that, Timora? Another who would tolerate your barbs and insults.
Anyhow, clear your throat. Diplomatic. Get on with it, I've got diplomatic.
But you come seeking the White Forge, like they all do. Boys with smooth cheeks and wild dreams. Girls with bright ribbons tied next to their scabbards.
His voice rises and falls with a sing-song of mockery.
Old men and women, too, seeking a final blaze of glory before they're snuffed out for another turn at the wheel. Sound familiar?
His smile is rigid as he looks at you, and the corner of his eye twitches. You've said this all before, I take it. There's a lot of bitterness. Maybe I should ask you the same thing. It's just another job. You said this all before, I take it.
I have this conversation with every pig-headed swashbuckler those Postonagos and stalwarts send here. Go see Galvino, they say. Surely he'll help you.
Must have slipped their minds what a busy and important fellow you are.
In the silence that follows, the temperature in the room seems to drop. Galvino glares at her.
I should have let them stone you. Would have silenced your endless rattling forever.
Hanging folds of skin beneath his neck tremble.
Then you'd have naught but those frostbitten inbreds for company.
Focus, please. Aldrich said you could help me. You're upset. That's an old wound with Stalwart, then. Master Galvino, I would really appreciate your help, please.
Of course you would. What would anyone here do without me?
He breaks off, looking suddenly startled. Galvino pauses long enough to take a deep breath. He folds his hands and bows his head.
Sientere. It has been a long time since anyone addressed me so. The villagers and their adventurers hammer and pry at the battery as if they were laying siege to some moldering lord's keep.
He swats the air in front of his face.
But those stones were laid by some of the finest builders ever to have lived, disciples of Abidan in the truest sense. They will not fall by the whims of any kith, and the door itself, it is infused with living essence.
He holds his hands before him, and his eyes are wide with wonder. So, how does one get into the fortress? Get to the point already. So, that's why the dwarves disappeared. They got locked out of their own fortress.
Shoulder, I speak into seriousness.
He shakes his head, but amusement tugs at the corner of his eyes.
The Pargrunen of Durgan's battery perished within their own keep, victims of a violent disagreement among their own commandants.
His mouth twists into a wicked grin.
Surely in the village you have heard stories, no? Disappearing caravans, tracks in the snow, screams from the high towers.
He pauses, watching her expression with a raconteur's glee.
The work of spirits still trapped in the battery, and a testament to those impenetrable walls.
He raps on the mortared stone of his own home.
But the door of the keep, the one the Pargrunen filled with essence, it was made to listen, to recognize its masters.
I need the door to recognize me?
Traditional Optapo cultures revolved around language. Words revealed who they were and where they were from. That is why you need a Kantek.
He holds up a twitching finger. What's a Cantek?
Some liken it to a poem, others to an anthem. In reality, it is more than either.
He holds one hand out, turning it this way and that in a bouncing motion.
A Kantek is a statement of purpose, a declaration of identity. Each is unique to its stronghold.
You seal your door with a key of words, and any liar can talk his way through. There's nothing built of words that won't break when the slightest stress is applied.
Thus, to enter a fortress like Durgan's battery, you would stand at the gate and recite its Kantek.
He spreads his arms, his face aglow. Very well, where would I learn this Cantek? Fascinating. What an incredible tradition. Thank you for sharing, that's very interesting. I don't need the history, I just want to know how to get in. It's very interesting.
Verus! A shame the Postonagos here cannot appreciate such elegance. To learn the Kantek, you must speak with one of the dwarves of Durgan's battery. A shame they are all dead, no?
He rubs his hands together, pacing.
But no doubt their souls live on in one or two of the villagers of Stalwart. Like fine wine poured into a cheap pot.
Derision curls his lips.
But to identify them, that is the first problem. You would need the skills of an animancer.
I'm a watcher. The golem swivels her head sharply toward you. Her mask of a face and the glass eyes behind it betray no emotion, but it seems as if she's watching you carefully.
A watcher? Diverus? If this is true, then you could find a sole descendant from Durgan's battery, no question. But the greater difficulty remains.
He rubs his gaunt, whiskered cheeks.
You would have to learn the Kantek from the dormant soul. And to do that, you would have to awaken it.
Awaken someone? How would I do that? So the Cantek is all I need. But this awakening would be permanent, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes. Whoever you awaken will live with the memories and the personality of a past life. Maybe peacefully, maybe not.
His bony soldiers give rise on a shrug.
That is why you must pay attention to the soul you would awaken, no? It is a monumental thing to impose on another, but these are the very people who wish to rediscover the White Forge, Verus?
He removes his spectacles and polishes the dirty lenses with his tunic. Awaken somebody, how would I do that?
An awakening is merely the jolting of a dormant soul into consciousness.
He makes a bursting motion with his hand, splaying his fingers wide.
When such things happen normally, it is because something has reminded the subject of a past life, often violently so.
He smacks his workbench with surprising vigor. Aloth flinches.
Thus, to awaken one of the former dwarves of Durgan's battery, you will need to address that soul, and preferably by name.
He folds his hands together, steepling his fingers.
But show some care. When you examine these souls, whatever it is you watchers do, you may see images, memories.
He leans forward, his back hunched.
These are moments of special import. What you see will tell you much about the person, and perhaps the condition in which they awaken.
He raises his hoary eyebrows and tilts his head back.
Awaken them from a traumatic memory, and who knows? Maybe they awaken thirsty for blood. Or maybe you awaken someone else.
Who knows? Could be there's a soul or two. Could use a good whipping up.
Here, this has been tuned to the Aeon of Durgan's battery. Use it near the villagers, and it should tell you if one has a soul old enough to have come from the battery.
He rummages around and produces an unfamiliar device. So the Cantek is all I need.
Who can say? None have yet opened Durgan's battery.
He raises his hands, palms up.
But the ones that came before you, I think they got close. You may wish to find them and see what they discovered.
Where would they be?
I have not seen them since they first came to see me several weeks ago. But word has reached my ears that they crossed an ogre matron.
Uh-oh. His mouth twists in a wry smile. I see. Thank you for your help. He dismisses the thought with a wave of a hand.
It is a pleasure to have such a courteous guest for a change. A shame you must dirty your boots in Stalwart.
I'm going with him.
Gollum looks between you, her neck turning on its oiled joint.
You? Go to Stalwart? Is this your macabre sense of humor, or has something gone to rust in that beautiful head I crafted?
Yeah, Galvino stares at her agape.
No one will bother me while I'm with him. Besides, I can help him find people in Stalwart.
Gollum's burnished face is eerily impassive.
You haven't been to Stalwart in 13 years. And this Watcher sees souls. What help could you be? Besides, I have need of you here. You owe whatever remains of your wicked life to me.
A frown sours on his lips as he taps his chest with a crooked finger. Gollum says nothing, but her essence smolders. Resentment rises from her in shimmering waves. She swivels her head to look at you. What's the story between you two?
This charming specimen is a convicted murderer. The Devil of Carrick, she's called.
Wonderful.
Mighty fine of you to start with my good qualities, and you wonder why we don't get more visitors.
Killed over a dozen people before they finally caught up to her in Stalwart. Perfect company for lonely camps and mountain passes, no?
He nudges you all the while, grinning wickedly at the motionless Gollum.
Hey, I know how to start a campfire.
The only reason she's not a frozen corpse is because I convinced the old mayor to let me try an experiment.
Shadow passes over his face. You put a person's soul into a metal body. Why did you build her? She called the Devil of Carrock. Aren't you afraid she'll murder you? Put a person's soul into a metal body. He leans back, raising his hands.
Into a work of art! Look at this! Craftsmanship worthy of a jeweler!
He traces the scrollwork that runs along Gollum's jaw.
Fully articulated joints, capable of grasping a pen and writing her own name.
He grabs her hand and delicately bends her tapered fingers.
And of crushing your throat.
She snatches her hand away.
Show me another smith anywhere in the Deerwood who is capable of such delicacy and precision. She is a masterpiece.
Gavino steps back and takes a longer look at her. Why did you build her?
Why build a fortress or a village or anything? To make something that keeps, that...
A disgusted sigh rattles in his throat.
It was the early days of the legacy. My peers in the colleges of Animancy were filling the Hollowborn with the souls of animals.
He pauses, catching his chin. You're right. By comparison, this sounds perfectly sane. He rolls his eyes. Aloe.
I thought there was a better way.
He is silent for several seconds, his gaze growing distant.
One with a plum academy job back in Salona. Don't forget that part.
He glares at her with narrowed eyes. Pelagina, now we come to the truth. Reputation is everything in the Republics, and that reputation is built on success. Why is she called the Devil of Carrock?
She committed her first crime in the village of Carrack. Burned a family alive in their home.
He shrugs.
Did the same thing in half a dozen other villages, but their name stuck.
Take it your experiment didn't go over well with the rest of the village.
Here we go.
She rolls her eyes, rasping them against her sockets. Their sockets.
They were going to stone her anyway. Why not allow her to be put to some useful purpose?
His lips curl back from yellowing teeth.
My life's ambition. To serve somebody's useful purpose.
Better that than no purpose at all.
I approached Mayor Sinahiod and begged. He saw the potential and allowed me the privilege of attempting my little experiment.
He sneers at the words and the indignity that they recall. His shoulders are stooped with his teeth bared.
Then I accomplished what few animancers have even dreamed of. No academic support, no patron. Just me in the middle of nowhere.
Jabs a finger into his concave chest.
Oh, now you got 'em all wound up.
I transferred a fully intact soul from a living subject to a fabricated body. She retained her personalities, her memories, all of it.
Claws at the air with one thick, veined hand.
Yet the villagers saw only a stolen corpse.
He throws up his hands. Aren't you afraid she'll murder you?
She may be mad, but she's no fool. She wouldn't survive long on her own. If the villagers didn't send a hunting party after her, the Eremans would claim her. Her joints and mechanisms require maintenance, and she cannot perform all of it herself.
See, he's reminding me. In case I get any bright ideas.
All I wanted to
She's
know.
a fine specimen, her personality notwithstanding.
He waves one hand in a circular motion. Gollum says nothing, but her essence smolders. Resentment rises from her in shimmering waves. She swivels her head to look at you. I'd like her to travel with me. I have no need for the Gollum's company right now. Farewell. Yeah, she can travel with me.
Quay? No. You don't know what you ask.
He shakes his head, waving his hands.
This woman, the Devil of Carrick, she was a notorious murderer, burned people alive all over the region. Besides, she works for me. After all, I am the one who preserved her.
He strains his back and looks you up and down, thanking your measure. Let me parade her around town. It'll infuriate those villagers. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
So you get use of the Devil's services, and I get the satisfaction of knowing those stiffnecks are sweating through their small clothes, eh?
He sighs, but a smug grin has already worked its way across his face.
It's a deal.
Fine price for a blacksmith striker. Suppose I should be flattered.
And there you have it. A bargain.
Another one. Swap her with the barbarian, I guess, for now. I don't think it's going to be a fair trade, but... And there you have it, a bargain. Gives you a sardonic grin.
A moment. You are going back to Stalwart, yes? Perhaps you could do me a favor.
Galviana gives you a thoughtful frown. Tell me about this favor.
There is a man in the village named Grinde, the head fisherman. The rest of Stalwart kisses his feet because he fills their stinking plates with speckleback. But I know he's not as virtuous as he seems.
His face crinkles in vicious glee. What exactly do you want me to do to him?
Humiliate him, of course. Show his neighbors what he truly is, and let him live with the disgrace.
He points vaguely in the direction of the village, his thin arm trembling.
He's always been a ripple sponge addict. Just got good at hiding it once his sainted sister died and left him in charge of the fishery. But he keeps a stash in the fishery, sneaks in at night when the others have gone home, and emerges sluggish and red-eyed a few hours later. I want you to expose him. Go to the fishery after dark when it's empty, find his ripple sponge, and show it to Renengild.
Seems like you have a history.
That self-righteous meddler engineered my eviction from the village. He turned them all against me. Now I want him to feel the scorn of those mush-brained imbeciles.
I see.
Do not answer me now. But when you return to that festering eyesore and smell the stink of fish that hangs in the air, consider what I've said.
He grins.
Besides, you appreciate a good joke, don't you? De Verus, this will be a great one. But be sure to approach the fishery by night, when it's empty. They will give you no end of trouble if they see you stealing during the day.
Of course. I had questions about the... I don't actually. Tell me again about how to awaken someone. I wanted to know more about the expeditions who came to you before. One of those contracts I encountered. It's okay. So, new person. Oh, and Fenning. Have you tried being a dwarf? No. Should I? Do I want to be? So, heavy armor. Not the best heavy armor. Or 8, stuff. It's not horrible, I guess. I think we have better, though. Definitely have a better weapon. Oh, we have to level her up, don't we? Yep. Up rogue. We don't need another rogue. appears to be a crude rendering of the mountains of surrounding Durgan's battery. Free stuff? Confusion scroll. Ray of fire. Alacrity and motion. So what's this? Attack speed for 30 seconds, minus endurance over 30 seconds, plus 2 move speed for 30 seconds too. You carry that for now. He's so nice to leave his stuff laying around. You get out of there, you'll get over it.
Hey, bag of water, it is time to take a break. Go stretch your legs. This break supports the purchase of Rocket's treats. If you would like to help Rocket feel like a puppy again, please visit gimpyknee.com/support or type !treats in chat. Thank you. The stream ends in 1 hour.
We weren't quite done in here, were they? We didn't go up to this end of the house yet. Or basement. So when we get back from break, we will level up the robot and see what we can do with the second rogue in the group. Not a good swap there, I don't think. Anyway, you're supposed to be
Right here.
Although 2 rogues. Interesting. Anyway, going to be back in a few minutes. Thank you all very much for watching. Enjoyed the dog video.